You spoke at length about the virtues of monarchy, but I never heard you discuss one of the main objections against it. What about bad or incompetent kings? Everybody would love to be the subject of a St. Louis or St. Richard, but what if you get a buffoon like George the Fourth or a monster like Henry the Eighth? Isn't monarchy a bit like the lottery, where you never know what you'll get and there's nothing you can do if you lucked out?
Well, firstly, that presupposes a lot of things. The problem with the republic is that, at least in my experience, you can vote for different people, but somehow nothing changes. It's always the same garbage. That's why we still have abortion after how many Republican presidents?
That's
We have
funny.
gay marriage.
I've heard Putin say exactly that about, it's funny how we have all these different presidents, but they all have the same policy toward Russia, because he has problems with our policy.
Well, obviously he would do,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm talking domestically.
Yeah, domestically as well.
Somehow it all goes down the same stupid path.
It's interesting.
So you can vote for whomever you like, it's just nothing's going to change. Or as the late, oh God, I can't think of his name, he was a columnist for National Review, very funny guy. It's floating around my head and I can't come up with it. But he had a wonderful saying, which was that if voting really affected anything, it would be illegal. No. What happens if you get a bad king, a bad, or a moron? Usually in times like that, they tend to get replaced or pushed aside, actually, by other members of the family. But what have they done? I'm going to share with you an insight that a person much younger had about this whole issue. It was a lot younger than me, but it was an insight that, due to my age, due to my having been brought up during the golden days of the American Republic, I would never have come up with on my own. And this is one reason why I don't really look down my nose at young people, because not being raised with the same presuppositions I was, they very often will apply the same principles and come up with better stuff than I can. What he said was, denial of the hereditary principle is actually disbelief in divine providence.
Wow. Interesting.
I would never have thought of that. But what if you really do get the leadership you deserve that way? What if the person who's born to be your king is a schmuck? Now, there have been a small minority of them. And to be honest with you, the worst of kings, even Henry VIII, who I think was probably right down there in the running for worst of kings, couldn't compare with Comrade Stalin or Uncle Adolf. Couldn't compare with them. Mao. I mean, the worst of monarchs have not been as bad as the worst of Republican dictators. The best of presidents have not been as good as the best of monarchs. Mediocre is mediocre. But even the mediocrities amongst monarchs tend to be better than the mediocrities amongst presidents.
I see. So you're saying there's a higher ceiling for the monarchy, but there's also a higher floor.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I would definitely say that. So there's my answer for you. I mean, it can be unpleasant for you to live under such a king, but then it can be unpleasant for you to be an aborted infant. Oh, I'm sorry.